I am up. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for this ceremonial reopening of West Broadway and really the overall Downtown Reconstruction Program. My name is Brandon Schwen, and I was the project manager of 4 of the 7 projects that we had down here. Although most of you may only know my name from the pesky weekly update emails for the last 6 years, so now at least you get a face to the name, and we can go from there. Now, to kick things off, I think the mayor asked me to do a full, detailed breakdown of each and every one of the projects we've had here.
Less than 45 minutes, though. Less than 45 minutes.
So I really, really hope everybody has comfortable footwear on.
I know I do.
Thank you. I'm just kidding. We'll hit the cliff notes here for just our overall downtown reconstruction program in general. So our program began in 2014 with the reconstruction of Clinton Street. And then after that, a total of 7 projects were completed from 2014 to 2023. And in total, that was an $18.6 million investment in our infrastructure. So obviously, yeah, a little round of applause for that. Now, we all know that construction can be a very big inconvenience, and that is for sure. Maybe people really don't like the color orange. That could be it too. But outside of that, I think at the end of the day, we can all see the amount of infrastructure that we've invested here in the downtown area that was long overdue. And from myself, I want to thank everybody for all the support and the respect that you've shown me, our staff here with DPW, our inspection staff, and our contractors as we worked really hard to complete each and every one of these projects as quickly as possible. So speaking of our contractors, I would like to thank all of our contractors that contributed over the 7 years that we were able to deliver projects down here. All projects were completed on time or ahead of schedule in quite a few instances, and they were all under budget. So that's something to be extremely proud of. Now, I do know there were some tough conversations had between myself and all of our contractors regarding a lot of concerns from stakeholders or what the next big event downtown was, or even really when I just needed a favor, like moving dumpsters all over the place on riverfront streets. But at the end of the day, our contractor staff, they were always there to deliver, and basically we're at the calling of every need that we had for the projects just to support those of us downtown here knowing the importance. So just real quick, turning the table to our West Broadway project here right in front of us. That was completed by state contractors. They were able to deliver the project ahead of schedule and really gave us a great finished product here that was the last remaining puzzle piece down here in the downtown area. So one aspect of this West Broadway project, state contractors working with us here in engineering, we were able to look at project savings and found elements where we could save in excess of $100,000 through various bid items here down on West Broadway, and that's going to go a long way. So a couple other notes about state, just because that's the topic of the day here on just as this celebration. They also completed our reconstruction project on Barstow Street and Riverfront Street, which was our largest project here in the Downtown Reconstruction Program, and they happened to complete that whole project ahead of schedule, and it was right in the midst of a global pandemic. So that was nothing short of amazing. Otherwise, they also completed multiple projects or were subcontractors on other projects here in the downtown area. So you'll see their concrete stamp all over the place down here when you walk the streets downtown. So lastly, in closing, I just want to say thank you from myself, all of DPW, and everyone that was involved with this program. And can we please give a round of applause for state contractors on a job well done.
Thank you, Brandon. I'm really happy to be here. My house is about 3 or 4 blocks from here. It was nice because I didn't have to drive downtown since 2014 as much. Although when Barstow was closed, it made it more difficult for me to get to work. But like everyone else, I guess I'm going to go off of my prepared remarks. Otherwise, like I just was saying, I'll get stuck in a box canyon of a story that doesn't make sense. We do have a couple older people here. We have Mike Creason, Mike Anderson, Alicia Havens-Laban, and Paul Watuska. Welcome. Thank you for being here. And I gotta say, I'm gonna say for myself, and I think for most of us, we don't often consider the wonderful changes made to our downtown streets over the last 9 years. That's because the improvements were incremental and the entire process took a long time. This ribbon cutting is being held to take a moment to consider what went into this transformation and to celebrate its completion. Our downtown is a wonderful place that people love to be in. There's no doubt about that. I'm also one of those unusual people that like to look at what cities do. For example, my daughters who are now older, but when I was younger, when we were driving, we'd be driving to Florida and we'd pull into one of the small cities, and I'd say, well, we got to go drive through the industrial park because we got to see what it looks like. They thought I was really strange. A lot of people think I'm strange about that too, but it was because I helped put together some industrial parks in my prior career. Since our downtown revitalization project commenced, I've become more unusual. Now, when I'm in other cities, I continue to look at the streetscapes, consider whether there is good pedestrian flow, whether there are planters and bump outs, and whether there are spaces for tables and chairs. A lot of those are other places in Wisconsin that I go to, and I consistently come to the conclusion that our downtown has the best infrastructure and aesthetics of any downtown. Round of applause. Please. I want to thank our general and subcontractors, all of them, for what they have accomplished. Contractors for various projects include Advanced Construction, Leland, and most importantly, state contractors. Street reconstruction is highly disruptive. All our contractors worked hard to minimize the disruption as much as they could. All the contractors were partners with the city, and I thank all our contractors and I thank state contractors. I also want to thank city staff that worked on these projects over the years, especially Alex Damian and Brandon Schwen. Alex was the project project manager from 2014 to 2016, and Brandon was the project manager since 2017. Alex, who is now our public works director, couldn't be here because something called vacation got in the way. This was completed a little early, right?
A little bit early.
Yeah, so I think the contractors wanted to do it during Alex's vacation, so he couldn't be here. He'll be able to see it on the video, though, so he's got that. I am proud of our Public Works Department. It provides professional service and always works hard to make each of the construction projects as painless as possible. Note that I didn't say it wasn't painful. I understand it's very, very painful, but we try to make it as painless as possible. We learned much about how to streamline these projects and cause as least disruption as possible over the years. Today is a day to celebrate the end of reconstruction of downtown streets. And also note that I said reconstruction. That doesn't mean that there won't ever be construction down here, but this is the reconstruction of all our downtown streets. To thank the businesses for their patience, to brag about our downtown and all it has to offer, and to enjoy the rest of the summer without major street reconstruction. So let's get this ribbon cut and hopefully begin the long 4th of July weekend, except for the city employees that have to go back to work. All right, Alderman, come up here, and also state contractors. Let's get a lot of people in this.
All right, someone for state has to be up here at least.
It has to be up here. Allison and John will go.
Oh, you built this to it. You were part of it.
Okay, come on, Paul.
Here, what you guys There you go. And we'll do, first of all, do this without cutting it, so you can take your pictures. And then we'll do count down from 3.
3, 2, 1.
Yeah!